Hi and welcome to the Catapult channel. I'm Keith and today we're going to go through some top tips to improve your accuracy using a catapult. So stay tuned. Hi and welcome to another episode of the Catapult channel. So today we're going to go over some top tips on how to increase your accuracy. There are various YouTube videos and tutorials of how to aim from friends of mine who I strongly recommend you check their videos out because they will give you an insight to the basic fundamentals and principles of shooting a catapult. This video is aimed more at improving consistency and maximizing accuracy on what you've already learned. It's going to benefit beginners as well as intermediates and experts, I suppose. Some are not going to agree with what I'm saying, but what you have to understand is that every person who can shoot a catapult to a high standard bases their technique and form around the same few principles, and this video is all about explaining those principles and utilizing them for you to improve your accuracy. So stay tuned and let's get started. So chances are you're watching this video, you've already settled on a frame that you like, an ammo that you like, a setup, an elastic, a pouch you like. So you should be matching that ammo to bands and frame and whatnot. You get the general gist. So what you don't want to do is overlook the fact that your bands need to be even. What that means is the same taper both sides. You need to make sure that when you draw back that your pouch is level with the frame. Very, very, very important. If you've got a bigger taper up here, that means that top band is going to retract faster than the bottom band, be it ever so slightly. Even if it's a millimeter out, the thicker band will retract quicker than the smaller band, and it will force your projectile down slightly upon release. Likewise with the pouch, if it's not completely level when you're pulling it back and you've got a situation where your pouch is one-sided, again you're going to get the one band retract and at an uneven level to the other, and it's going to throw your shot off. So very, very important to make sure that your band sets are the same taper, nice and even both sides. Very simple, but it is very important. So as we just pointed out, you should have a favorable size ammo. Already selected. This is all about your ammo size. Now if you have tapered this band set that should be even to a specific type of ammo, then don't mix it. The key thing is this band set is set up for 6.3mm steel. I know where that ball is going to travel at 10 meters or 20 meters. I know where it's going to go. If all of a sudden I change my ammo from 6 to 8mm, there's going to be a significant difference in where my projectile is hitting the target. So make sure that you stick to the same ammo at all costs. Likewise, the fact of if you want to shoot marbles or stones, for argument's sake, I would avoid those at all costs, purely because one, marbles are not very weighty. The wind's going to take them, they twist in midair. There's no real surefire way of telling where the projectile is going to end up. Not only that, but with the glass, if it hits something, it shatters, you're going to leave a mess and a potential hazard for animals and stuff walking on floor, so you don't want to do that. Also, stones, you're never going to get them two sizes and shapes alike, so avoid those at all costs. What you don't want to do is shoot a band set that's designed for an ammo like this at 6.3. If I were to chuck a stone in there on release, you're going to maybe get a fork hit, you're going to get flyers, you're never going to get a consistent accuracy. So once your bands are set up for an ammo, stick to that ammo. Again, simple but well worth doing. Okay, so this step is one of the most important aspects of any shot you're going to take. I see lots of experienced shooters getting this wrong. Yes, you can still hit the target like it, I'm not saying you can't, but if you want to be consistently good and consistently hitting the same place every time, this step needs to be followed, and that is keeping your forks perpendicular to the target. What that means is when you're pulling your frame back like so, you need to ensure that there's even tension on both forks and that your forks both are perpendicular to the target. So if you're doing that, you've got a nice even tension on the bands, you've got a nice even retraction, which is going to allow your projectile to fly through nice and clean. If your bands are tilted forward, you're going to make sure that you're going to have a higher rate of retraction on your top band, which will force the projectile to arc down slightly as the top band is retracting at a faster rate than the bottom. I know it sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's common sense. Likewise, if you're pulling the frame back and you're pushing the bottom band out like so, then you're going to get a faster rate of retraction on the bottom band, and it's going to force your ball up. Again, it's going to make your accuracy suffer. Yes, you can still hit the target. Yes, you can. However, by keeping your forks parallel, like so, to the target, you're going to ensure nice, even band retraction all the way through the shot, and it's going to make you more consistent. A good way of checking this is to pull your bands back, and you should walk to a wall with your frame, and you should be able to hit, or touch rather, the wall with both forks at the same time, and that's where you need to be. It's a very, very important step, all about retraction and minimizing the variables here, guys. So that's the next tip. Right, so this is all about stance. Again, very, very important but often overlooked problem with accurate catapult shooting. Now, your stance is one of the most important things because it allows consistent retraction and band length at all times. What that means, you should be, if your target is to the left of you, you should be exactly in line with your target, so you can point like so. Your feet should be shoulder width apart. I do see lots of good shots who have their feet all shapes, but ultimately the most important thing is their body is at a right angle to the target. What that will allow you to do, if I can show you quickly. So if my body's at a right angle to the target, like so, I know that's where it needs to be, that band length is right for me. However, if I'm shooting slightly forward, like so, that shortens my active band length quite a bit. So by going at a right angle like that, you're maintaining consistent band length. A variation of just moving 2 or 3 inches will take length off of your bands, and it will affect your shot. So you want to practice making sure that you're always perpendicular to the target, and that will ensure that your retraction length and band length is the same. So like I said, always at a right angle to the target. You want your shoulder, your body to almost go across and your chest to face the target. If you move your arms, I see people who often shoot straight like this, but again, it shortens the length. That does not. That's adding roughly that much, just the stance. So keep your stance the same and your body orientation the same, and you'll find that you get a more consistent result in your accuracy. Very, very important. Right, so with this step, it's all about not throwing your shot. What does that mean exactly? Well, you'll see the best shots in the world. They take the time, they aim, and they release. That's what a proper release should look like. Now, you see people often who are inexperienced, they'll spend all the time, they look so good aiming up to that point, you're using your optics, they spend all that time only to, at the last second, do that. Throwing your shot, no good. If you're going to throw your shot at the split second like that, that's no good, because when you're holding hand, your pouch holding hand, let's go slightly away from your face, your pouch is going to move to the right, which is going to force the projectile to the left of your catapult. You're going to be at a higher risk of fork hits, which you don't want, and you're going to be at a very high risk of missing your target completely. Ultimate accuracy relies on continuous repetition. So if you're going to aim at a target, get your optics or your sight or the corner of your tip on that target, and when you're letting go, you should maintain your stance afterwards. That eliminates variables. Doing this creates variables, and the key to accuracy is to minimize variables. So don't throw your shot. Likewise, if you're moving your left hand like that, then by the time your balls travel past your forks, you're already aiming to the left of the target by a mile, and you're not going to hit the target. So keep your hands steady. Very, very important tip just to bear in mind there, and it's one that I feel will improve anyone's shooting. Keep it nice and fluid and steady and stiff like that. Don't rush. When you rush, your form suffers, and you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to hit that target. Now, for a simple explanation, if you were to be a sniper in the army, for argument's sake, you're getting your crosshairs on the target. You're not going to rush that shot. You're going to get and make sure that your crosshairs on that target and stays on that target before you pull the trigger. No different to any target sport. And with catapults especially, do not rush. You rush, you're not giving yourself time to aim. You're not focusing on your form. You're not focusing on your technique. You're just trying to get the shot off. So it's very, very important not to rush. It's not a race. So bear that in mind. And so the final tip is try to develop your own style. What that means is don't, make up a newfangled way of shooting, because what I've been showing you on this video today are the basic principles that every decent shot in the world will follow, but there will be variations in style, but you're going to have that single line all the way through, and they will base their technique around that, around those steps. So what you want to do is try to develop your own style. It will come in time. As I've previously said, what works for you will not work for me. What works for me will not work for a lot of people, and vice versa. But these steps that I'm going through at the moment will benefit everyone. So by all means, look at videos on how to aim, and principles such as this one, and through that, as long as you keep these steps and a line of these steps all the way through your shooting technique, you're going to develop form, you're going to develop your technique, and you're going to be a better shot. Replication is good. If you're replicating some seriously good shooters, they know what they're doing, of course they do. But again, what you want to be doing is taking bits of that and incorporating it into your technique and form, and by doing that, you're going to evolve over time, and you're going to become a better shot without a question of doubt. So it's not an easy road, but it's one that's worth taking, because ultimately developing your own style will lead to great form, great technique, great consistency, great accuracy, and great shooting. I have a 330mm Diet Coke can at 10 meters. Now let's use what we've talked about and hit it. One for one. Two for two. And them 6mm do pack a punch if you set up for the right ammo. 3 for 3. It's important to bear in mind as well, when I say don't overthink the shot, is not forgetting that every shot is as important as the last. So if you're missing one, then you don't want to think about it too much. Just take each shot as it comes. That's 4 for 4. That was actually through the same hole. Five for 5. Six for 6 through the same hole again. Seven for 7. Eight for 8. Nine for 9. 10 for 10. So again, using those basic fundamental techniques, it works. I mean, I have developed my own style, which again, it's not going to work for everyone, but follow these steps and you'll be good. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, it's not a how-to video, it's a what not to do video, problems to avoid, and what you should be doing as basic fundamentals of your technique and form that's going to make you a better shot. Bit of a long shooting video for me. Again, I'm not going to sit there and shoot it all day. Just thought I'd show you in principle and in practice how it works. So I hope you like the video. If you do, then please drop me a comment in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Very, very important. It keeps my videos going and it keeps you a lot entertained. So I'm going to get back to this lovely summer weather, and on that note, stay safe and shoot straight. Till next time.